He was a first-team pick on 2 squads. BYU was blessed with great receivers. The ringleader, senior Lloyd Jones, an all-conference choice. Number 19, senior Matt Braga, another McMahon favorite. Only Dan Plater returns to catch McMahon's aerials in 1981. The Cougars' big play man was Clay Brown, an all-WAC tight end. No catch was more impressive than this one-handed grab against SMU in the Holiday Bowl. He found the end zone 15 times in 1980. Senior halfback Scott Phillips finished as the WAC's top receiver with 60 receptions. Senior Eric Lane scored 14 touchdowns. After all the success of 1980, what's left for an encore? McMahon and the pass-happy Cougars will think of something. But BYU will have to do it without offensive coordinator Doug Scoble, the new head coach at San Diego State. Scoble moves over to the Aztecs, inheriting a team that loves to throw the ball and has done it very successfully in the past. San Diego State's offense has sent many quarterbacks and receivers to NFL careers. Although the Aztecs suffered in the one-loss column in 1980, Mark Halda kept the passing tradition alive. When it wasn't Halda, newcomer Matt Kopler proved to be an effective scrambler, and when time allowed, was able to find leading receiver Bobby Taylor. Taylor finished his 2-year Aztec career with over 1,000 yards receiving in 66 catches. Tight end Pat Krzyzak also enjoyed a very good senior season. He hopes to continue the Aztec line of fine receivers are Darius Durham, number 88, and Kipper Bell, number 4. Durham and Bell will be busy next year. Doug Scoble brought his BYU playbook with him, and Aztec fans are hoping for similar results from Scoble in his new hometown. Colorado State was in the thick of the title chase up to the very last game. It was the best year in 3 seasons for the Rams. Quarterback Steve Fairchild established 10 passing records as veteran coach Sark Arslanian put together a potent offense. After a tough start, Fairchild found the groove, and the result was 5 straight unbeaten showings. Tony Goolsby was Fairchild's top receiver and won all conference honors. At 5'7", Richie Hall was the Rams' smallest receiver, but he made a lot of big plays. Mike Camp took over after injuries to Bill Martineau and was a pleasant surprise. The running game was not neglected as Alvin Lewis broke several Lawrence McCutcheon records en route to all conference honors. He was named the state of Colorado's College Athlete of the Year. Alvin totaled over 2,500 yards as a Ram. Number 33, Troy Lindsay, younger brother of Utah's Tony Lindsay, has the chore of replacing Lewis. CSU's losses were major, but a positive foundation has been laid for the 1981 team. In the wide open WAC, you gotta be a tough hombre to play defense. With the footballs flying, the WAC stresses first-rate play from its defensive backs. Some of the outstanding secondary people were number 1, Utah's Jeff Griffin, John Sally of Wyoming, Hawaii's Blaine Geisen, Air Force's tandem of number 17, Johnny Jackson, and number 23, David Caraway. Colorado State's Mike Fawcett did an excellent job. BYU's all-conference duo of number 12, Mark Brady, and number 43, Bill Shefflin, was solid. WAC defensive backs have to be good. They work daily against some of the best passers and receivers around. We all know football games are won and lost in the trenches, and the WAC's first line of defense played well in 1980. Leading the San Diego State charge was all-WAC linebacker Kevin Mitchell, number 58. Wyoming's Chuck Bradford, number 99, won all conference honors twice and led a Cowboy line that ranked first in the WAC against the run. Hawaii featured all-WAC freshman Falanico Nunga and linebackers Andy Moody and number 33, Steve Lahore. Air Force welcomes back the trio of number 71, Tom Schluckmeyer, number 56, Mike France, and number 90, Jim Dahlman. UTEP standouts were number 66, Horton Hill, and number 78, Odell Pippins. Colorado State's Mike Call, key to defense that was tough from mid-year on. Linebackers Kurt Fisk and Aubrey Chambly led the Rams. Gang tackling was a Utah trademark. Key returnees for 1981 are number 98, Frank Sheldon, and number 99, Steve Clark. New Mexico's Bob Schubert came through with one of the best individual efforts of the season with 7 sacks against San Diego State, as he led the Lobos to the number 1 defensive ranking in the WAC. That kind of action pleased Coach Joe Morrison, the former NFL great who took over at New Mexico. His offense was led by Jimmy Sayers, who added stability to a unit that suffered many injuries. The senior's competitiveness made up for his lack of size. The leading returnee for 1981 is fullback Jim Brooks. Injuries shortened quarterback Brad Wright's year once again, but while healthy, he was the wizard of the offense. He and number 4, Keith McGee, surprised Wyoming with this bit of deception. After Wright went down, quarterbacking chores were shared by number 14, David Osborne, and number 12, Robin Gabriel. Gabriel connects with Ricky Martin, the Lobos' big play man with 8 TD catches. New Mexico's biggest moment was an opening night upset win over WAC champ BYU, and Coach Morrison hopes to repeat this moment many times in the future. Utah was an exciting team in 1980. Although Coach Wayne Howard didn't experience as many wins as he'd have liked, the fans were thoroughly entertained. A pair of quarterbacks, 1980 starter Ricky Harton and former starter Floyd Hodge, number 12, provided many thrills while establishing 15 new Utah records. Hodge was a dependable receiver, and Harden ranked 8th nationally in passing. Tight end Steve Folsom made Harden's work easier. And junior wide receiver Jim Tian owns all Ute receiving records with a year left. Halfback Tony Lindsay leaves Utah with a career record of nearly 3,000 rushing yards. Replacing Lindsay will be freshman Hilria Johnson, number 19, and Dell Popcorn Rogers. Give Coach Howard an adequate replacement for Harden at quarterback, and the Utes with Rogers, Johnson, and Tian will be as explosive as ever. Athletic skills obviously are a big part of football, but some days nothing goes right no matter how hard you try. Trouble can jump on you from the most unlikely places. To make life more difficult, the confounded football sometimes has a mind of its own. Someone once said, I'd rather be lucky than good, especially if I can have both in the same game, like Hawaii. Coach Dick Tomey led the Hawaii Rainbows to their best season in 8 years. Senior Mike Stennis stabilized the offense, and the result was an 8-3 season. He had great success passing to number 16, Tim Lyons, and number 5, Ron Pennick. Gary Allen, the speed merchant, was a 2-time All-WAC pick. With a year to go, he's already run for more than 2,400 yards. Ground power came from David Tolaumu. He has the power to break tackles and knows how to find the end zone. Both Allen and Tolaumu return and are the two main reasons why the Rainbow Warriors figure to be a chief challenger for the 1981 WAC crown. While everyone was happy in Hawaii, not even the weather would cooperate with a rebuilding Texas El Paso football program. But rain or shine, newcomer Delbert Thompson caused some rays of happiness as he won all WAC honors and gained nearly 1,000 yards rushing. Returning with Thompson for 1981 is speedster Virgil Glasgow. Senior James Copeland closed out his career gaining 900 yards in 2 seasons with the Miners. JC transfer quarterback Paul Siskowski effectively ran the option for Coach Bill Michael. As a passer, Siskowski relied on tight end Bobby Fowler. Siskowski comes back, hoping to find the end zone much more frequently in 1981. Coach Michael has a solid nucleus of 60 veterans to help climb toward the light of a winning season. At Wyoming, a return to the wishbone offense led to a winning season for the Cowboys. To make the wishbone effective, a heady quarterback is needed. Phil Davis provided the leadership as the Cowboys romped through the record book with 15 new marks and finished 11th nationally in rushing. Equally effective was another junior quarterback, Craig Johnson. A key to the bone is the fullback, and number 44, Mandel Robinson, was very strong up the middle. Doug Moore was effective to the outside. Steve Martinez gave the wishbone a receiving threat until injuries cut short his season. A young sophomore tight end, James Williams, showed his worth. And freshman Donnie Stanley was a sure-handed receiver. New head coach Al Kincaid, the offensive coordinator last year, will continue the wishbone and returns most of his key players for 1981. Air Force definitely was airborne in 1980, traveling over 24,000 miles to play one of the toughest schedules in the country. Coach Ken Hatfield had reasons to smile as former tight end Scott Schaefer turned quarterback and ran the new wishbone offense well. 2 freshmen led the Falcons in rushing. Fullback Ted Sundquist ran for 600 yards. Halfback Charlie Heath gained 300 more with this kind of running. It figures that Air Force could throw the ball, and Schaefer didn't disappoint. His primary receiver was number 42, sophomore Andy Bart. He gained nearly 800 yards on 47 catches. Bart's biggest thrill came in the last minute against Navy as he hauled in Marty Louthan's pass for a 21-20 win. one of the many close finishes that made the 1980 WAC season so memorable. One of the more dramatic games of the year came in the Wyoming-Colorado State rivalry. Trailing by 3 points, 52 seconds to play, Wyoming drove the length of the field to score the apparent winning touchdown. But while Cowboy fans celebrated, CSU's Steve Fairchild was maneuvering the Rams to midfield with seconds remaining.
Fairchild looking to the sidelines now. Chain is put down in place. The clock starts to run again. 27 seconds to go. The crowd on its feet. Back he goes. He looks, a big rush. He's throwing long. He's got a man at the 28-yard line. Fumbles the ball, but it's out of bounds. Colorado State has it at the 28-yard line. 15 seconds to go in the game. What a football game this has been. This crowd is going bananas here in Fort Collins, the second largest crowd in CSU history. Under center is Steve Fairchild. Back he goes to throw. He looks, he sets up, he throws. Got a man out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Alvin Lewis. So they pick up 10 more and stop the clock, and that play took 5 seconds. 10 seconds left in the game. Unbelievable. Here we go. Second down and 1 at the 19-yard line. Hall is to the right, Goolsby out to the left. Setbacks in a divide. Steve Fairchild back to throw. He looks, he fires for the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! Mike Camp has just caught a touchdown pass, and Colorado State has gone back in front, 27-25 with 4 seconds left in the game. Unbelievable! I have seen some football games in 16 years in broadcasting, but this is the greatest.
As great a finish as this was, it paled when compared to the Holiday Bowl, already being called the most incredible bowl game ever played. Could Holiday Bowl number 3 top the first two? BYU's Lavelle Edwards and SMU's Ron Meyer couldn't imagine what was ahead. This game would be a war. For 3 quarters, these two nationally ranked teams exchanged blow after blow. And it appeared it was all over for the Cougars as Southern Methodist took an insurmountable 45-25 lead with only 4 minutes left. But those turned out to be 4 unforgettable minutes.
Back to throw. McMahon on first down. Looking, may run. At the 20. Pump fake, look, throw. Pass incomplete. Pass in the end zone. Wait a minute. Touchdown. Now they ruled a touchdown. Matt Braga.
Trailing by 14 with only 2:33 left. Onside kick obvious. SMU had only to cover the ball.
Up to 10. First down. I believe Brigham Young's got it at the 41-yard line. Young's ball. They'll try for the 2-point conversion. Here's McMahon looking, firing pass.
Incredibly, BYU cuts the lead to 6 points. But SMU needs only 1 first down to win. No more timeouts for BYU. Clock running.
Kapus out of Kansas City. Gets a kick is blocked. The kick was blocked by Shefflin. Shefflin blocked the kick for Brigham Young. And the Cougars have the ball at the 41-yard line of SMU.
13 seconds remain, Tony.
SMU going with a three-man rush now. Second down and 10 from the 41-yard line. McMahon back to throw. Sets up at the 50, looking down the far sideline. He's got a man open. It is knocked away. 3 seconds left to go. This is it.
Doug Scoville would now call his last play for the BYU Cougars.
Block both backs. Everybody run right to the goal line. All 3 receivers. 2 men and 2 wide receivers. Throw it up. Yeah.
Somebody said last year the Rose Bowl had the drama, but the Holiday Bowl had the dazzle. And it's got it again tonight. Back to throw. Last down. No time on the clock. It's up in the air. It is deep. It is what?
He caught it. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown on the last play. And Brigham Young has won it. A miracle catch. A miracle catch, a 41-yard touchdown.
There are many who still don't believe that Holiday Bowl finish really happened. But that's typical WAC football. Wide open and explosive. Next year will bring more thrills, with the forward pass once again the main attraction. Stay tuned. 1981 should prove to be a very interesting season. 1980 WAC football has been brought to you by Coors Light. The surprise is how good it tastes. And by Frontier Airlines, the airline that flies with first-class comfort at less than coach prices.